co-create with God. I fill with power. I am the power God is. I feel the power. I co-create with God. I fill with truth. I am the truth God is. I feel the truth. I co-create with God. I fill with light. I am the light God is. I feel the light. I co-create with God. I fill with love. I am the love God is. I feel the love. I co-create with God. I fill with peace. I am the peace God is. I feel the peace. I feel the peace. I feel the
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, where we allow the great transformative activity of Spirit to work through us as we change our lives for the better and change our world for the better. I want to start out by thanking all the participants last Sunday who took wonderful care of you, whether you were here in person or with us virtually. We tuned in too. It was wonderful. Dr. Hazel Spears as our guest speaker, Lady Joe Lurkwin as our amazing MC, and Mr. Joe Lurkwin giving the opening treatment, and Cheryl Macklin offering meditation. You were wonderful. Maybe we should be gone more often. I don't know. You did a great job. So thank you to all. It was lovely, as was the wedding that we'll tell you more about after a while. So this is a place where we provide wonderful spiritual tools for everyday human situations, because we know that Spirit is alive within us all, and that as we make our choices, that the law of mind itself, the one that Jesus taught us about, sowing, reaping, as you plant, so you receive, that law works impeccably. And so we utilize the wonderful principles of science of mind that we learned from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, and we help each other while we're moving through our situations. In fact, it was Viktor Frankl who said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And see, that's what our teaching is about. We're not looking to change things out there. But isn't it amazing how the circumstances seem to become elevated when we elevate our consciousness? So we are about awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And we are about the beautiful business of co-creating a world that works for all. We also have a purpose statement, and I think some of you have heard it a few times. And if you remember what it is, will you say it with me now? And there it is: living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And our opening song today is by Faith Rivera. It is called This Thing Called Life.
Today is the day I will change my luck. I will fight 3 pennies and there'll be heads up. I will walk like a queen in my tennies and jeans, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between. and I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I'll remember to see only good, only God happening through you and me. I will not forget all the treasures due me, 'cause I know where I've come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I'll be more of myself, love my skin, where I've been, and everyone else. No more push, no more pull, simply flow as I go, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the stars and the sun, from the magical one, I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. I am loved by this thing called life.
Thank you, Faith. Now I would like to talk to the kids. I can't even call them the shorter people because some of them are taller than we are. And I don't see any here today, but I know there's some of you out there in virtual land. And so I want to ask you a couple of questions. And one is, do you throw a ball well? Another is, do you like dancing to the music? Well, isn't it more fun if you're playing ball to play with someone else so that you're throwing and catching? And isn't it more fun to dance with other people? See, God in you does amazing things. And yet, isn't it even more amazing when we get together with other people? Other kids, other family members, other adults, pups, kitties. A lot more fun. See, you can probably cook an egg. Have you learned to cook an egg? Probably. But what more fun it would be to have a couple of people with you assembling an omelet. Doesn't that sound like fun? You know, you'll clean things up afterwards, and if not, your mother or father will, and that's fine. So we are confident in our power. When we are confident in the power of God that's within us to do everything and to do it wonderfully, God's power flowing through us, then what fun it is to join with others and to make our world a better place. That's what we get to do. So enjoy whatever you're doing the rest of this Sunday, and thanks for tuning in. We love you a lot. Well, folks, are you ready for a meditation? Let's have a meditation, right? All right, so as we come into the sacred silence, as we feel ourselves diving a little more deeply into the sweet, sweet presence, we breathe in that life divine which moves through our bodies and our emotions and our minds, and it purifies. It releases from us anything that no longer belongs to us. And as we exhale, we feel that loving presence filling our hearts and our minds and our bodies with new life, refreshment, transformation, the wholeness, the unimpeachable wholeness of the universe moving through us with every breath. And now let's invite that holy breath to become a bridge to our hearts. Come into the very center, that sacred center of our hearts, where peace is full and love embraces us as we enter in. And just come with open hearts and open minds, remembering in this sacred presence who we are in truth, the authentic self, which is a divine emanation of the universal life. So we come with confidence, we come with gratitude, we come with openness, allowing ourselves to become a fountain, a recirculating fountain of life, a recirculating fountain of love, a recirculating fountain of peace, a recirculating fountain of good of every imaginable form. And here we rest, and here we abide, knowing that the center of our heart is being held very tenderly in the greater cosmic heart. And we are safe, we are free, we are being restored to our original wholeness and goodness. And as we rest in this sweet, sweet sacred space, we'll take a moment or two in the silence where we may ask if a question we may have, or simply open our consciousness more completely to receive the divine inspiration that is always, always wishing to make itself known in, through, and as us. Come now into the silence. Come and listen with your heart. And the answers and the solutions and the inspiration are all very, very present, continuing to unfold through your consciousness throughout the day. And now let's simply give thanks for this precious time, alive in spirit, which is so alive within us. Give thanks for our ability to return here to this holy place anytime we choose to do so. Feel ourselves refreshed, transformed, alive and well. How grateful we are. Now I would invite Anne Zoll virtually to share with us an opening affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. Anne?
Good morning. Please join with me as we go within and know together that there is only one power, which is everywhere present, all-knowing and all-loving. I call this power God, Spirit, Universe, Presence, Source, and life itself. Whatever I call it, I know that it lives within me and all of creation and expresses as life, love, peace, power, beauty, and joy. As we gather together to celebrate this life, I experience a sense of attunement and alignment with inner spirit. I open my mind and heart to the message, prayers, and song, realizing I emerge from oneness. I am serene, as well as alive, vital, and invigorated. All that life has to offer is mine, and I accept most gratefully. And with a heart overflowing with gratitude, I release this treatment into the law of mind, knowing, as surely as I know that the sun rises in the morning and sets at night, that the law does its perfect work. And so let us say together, and so it is.
Thank you, Anne. That was lovely. And if you care to join me in speaking the affirmation, I invite you to do so. I am a point of God power, connecting open-heartedly with other light workers to expand wisdom and express love in this world. Oh, that sounds good, and I believe you. Well, let's just go right into the talk for today. Our theme for the year that comes from Centers for Spiritual Living is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. I love that theme, and we have been aligning with it week after week, month after month. And our October theme here at Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living is Elevating Our Vision. How perfect is that? And that's what we have been doing. And today, I want to share with you the idea of one multiplied. Ernest Holmes said at one point, I haven't looked it up to find exactly where it is, but I know he said it, one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. Let's think about that. One alone, you and I, and all of our friends out there in virtual land, each one of us, alone in consciousness with the infinite, constitutes a complete majority. Now that's a big idea. And it's a real idea. Because you see, you are all you need when you're conscious of the divine connection. You and I are enough. You see, one challenge in the universal, subjective human race consciousness, all the people in the world, and the subjective level of our thought and belief, all of that, probably without too many exceptions, maybe a few saints and sages, but for the most part, everyone on some level seems to have a sense of not being enough. Can you relate to that? That somewhere within us, we've accepted a belief from this subjective field of consciousness that we're lacking in something, that we're not enough. Our beloved friend, Dr. David Walker, gave a fabulous, fabulous talk one evening in Merrill Hall at Asilomar. Some of you remember Asilomar. And it was entitled, You Are Enough. And following that, he wrote a book that I highly recommend to you called You Are Enough. And until we recognize that truth, we're going to be feeling timid, we're going to lack some confidence, and we're going to try and do everything by ourselves, by our own hand. I can do that by myself, which is really too bad because there's an incredible power for good that is available to us at all times. And if we're trying to do everything by ourselves and realizing that we're really not enough, then we're not utilizing this amazing power that is thrilled to work through us, to accomplish anything to which we set our intention. There is no seeking outside information, no poll taking, no people pleasing when we become aware that we are enough, that one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. And this is something that we're growing into, isn't it? We have known for a long time, and depending upon how we were raised and in what faith tradition, most of us were told we are children of God. And that's a beautiful thing. But what we're moving into is becoming the adults of God. We become the adults of God when we recognize that the power for good that is within us, that is within every sentient being, is seeking to express itself by means of us, and all it needs is our conscious cooperation and our alignment with that beloved presence. There's an inner fountain of wisdom. You've touched into your inner fountain of wisdom many times, I'm sure. And imagine that in the future, you're going to be touching into it so often that you may be living in that healthy stream of divine ideas and infinite love and perfect possibilities. This divine wisdom within us supplies us with everything we need once we become aware of it, accept it, and truly know who we are, the authentic self, the beloved in whom God is well pleased, the adult of God. You're forever supplied. We are ever supplied. Why are we ever supplied? Because we are supply. And we are always healthy. Why are we always healthy? Because we are wholeness. And we are forever appreciated and cared about. Why? Because we are love. We are constantly expressing because we are creativity. Now, how is this so? It is so because you and I, as the beloved and as individualized manifestations of this one beautiful life, we have within us the imprint of the universality of the divine itself. And all of these things that are true of the infinite are true of us. So it's not just that we're going to become healthy. We are the unimpeachable wholeness of the universe because we are divine manifestations of the one life. When we recognize, when we accept, and when we share with others simply by living it, not by preaching it. I do a little of that, but I try not to. Just living it as we live it. We are inspiring other people and reminding them that they too are the beloved in whom God is well pleased, and that what is true of God is true as well of us. Each one of us is a point in divine consciousness with access to all wisdom. Can you imagine that? And this is the truth, but truly imagine that the entire presence of the divine is available to each and every one of us wherever we are at all times. Now that's a big idea, isn't it? Aren't we ready to be living some big ideas? I think we've been playing too small for too long. As Buckminster Fuller said many years ago, we are like infants crawling around on the floor of the universe. We want to become the adults of the divine. And as we do, we recognize that we are, wherever we are, a bountiful, beautiful point of God consciousness. And that all of the wisdom and all of the love and all of the creative opportunities are available to each one of us, wherever we are. Oh, that's beautiful, because each one of us is a bright light. I mean, you're blinding me as I'm looking at you right here. Each one of us is a bright light. And still, that light becomes even brighter when we join with other bright lights. That's exciting to me. It has been all my life. Exciting that understanding our wholeness and our infinite possibilities as we join in consciousness with the divine and can do and be and express anything we choose in our own lives and make a positive difference in the world, that we then are able to join with others and make it even more heavenly. We're bringing heaven to earth, right? Bringing heaven to earth. So you and I are not finite. We are infinite. We need to stop thinking of ourselves as finite beings. We are infinite. And your word is the divine word. and it is all powerful. NRK, in her logos, kai ho logos, NRK, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and is God. As you speak your word, as I speak my word, we are utilizing that fabulous word of the divine itself. So let's notice how we're using it, right? You know that Moses figured out the name of God. I am. When whatever we follow I am with becomes our reality. I am a divine expression of the living presence itself. That's good. You're going to get good stuff with that. I am stupid is not a good thing to say. You are in that point taking the name of the Lord in vain. That's what's taking the Lord in vain, what it means. If you say I am, which is the name of God, and you follow it with something unintelligent, it's not a good idea. Let's honor the I am. Let's realize that as we say, I am that I am, we're recognizing and aligning ourselves with that perfect presence. And the law must respond, and does respond, to your divine intention or your less than divine intention. So it's becoming aware, isn't it? As Emma Curtis Hopkins would say, awareness is curative. We must first see and feel and hear and know what it is that we have been speaking, whether internally or externally. So once we get that, once we recognize that this divine presence within us is holy and is powerful, and that through it we can do and be and have and express whatever we intend. Once we get that, recognize we're enough because the divine presence within us is moving through us. Once we get that, then together with like-minded people, we invite a greater opening to the inflow of spirit. It's not that when a lot of people are gathered who are conscious and caring and compassionate and are choosing to set new intentions for themselves and their community and the world, it's not that there's more power available. There can't be any more power because all the power is right where you are. But when we gather with others to create something beautiful, there's a greater opening to the flow of that power, yeah? We all know what that feels like. That's why we love to be together with each other, isn't it? So this open-hearted receptivity is what assures us of the ultimate success of the human race and the thriving of the planet, no matter how the conditions are looking right now. Back to Viktor Frankl's statement, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Are we ready to change ourselves? Yes. Are we ready to move into a higher, truer, deeper awareness of who we are, and because of who we are, what is truly possible? It's essential that we stop focusing our attention on what we don't want. No more ain't it awfuls. No more awfulizing for the future. Yes, we're living in a time of uncertainty. Hooray! You know, that's when the divine downloads begin to take place. That's when we recognize that there is more that can be experienced and shared, that we can really bring heaven to earth. Last night, Reverend Mike and I met with two dear friends at Longwood Gardens. Some of you are familiar with Longwood Gardens. And the fountains and the fireworks, this was the last show of the season. Wow, they have completely renovated and uplifted, that's a good word for the fountains. These fountains, they spent many, many millions of dollars to do that. And it was so beautiful, so thrilling, so amazing. But what I noticed was that as the fountains were rising up, all these different colors and shapes and heights, that the fireworks were coming down and that there was a meeting. And it felt as though, heaven is coming to earth. That we aspire as the fountains to raise our consciousness to the heavens, and the heavens are saying, yes, my darling, let's change the world together. It was a wonderful visual, and the music was great too. It was the Rolling Stones. That was fun. But I saw that as, this is what we're doing. We are bountiful and beautiful, aspiring to the heights, and just like the Father and the prodigal son, the divine comes to us. And we do our part to make a difference in our own lives, and certainly then in gathering together with others. When we come together in a conscious, caring way, as we do, and as we're going to do this afternoon, as we do our visioning for our beloved center, when we come together, it's very much like a marriage. Speaking of marriages, last week when Reverend Mike and I were in Boca Raton, Florida, for the wedding of our beautiful granddaughter, Stephanie, and our now beloved grandson-in-love, John, and I had the great pleasure to officiate. They married, I didn't marry them, they married each other, but I simply officiated. That's how it works. It was so beautiful, and one of the things that I shared with this beautiful couple in the beginning was that we're not looking for our other half. That, one half times one half really doesn't amount to much. And when you get two whole, complete people, knowing who they are, knowing that this is their beloved, that they're ready to walk through their lives with together, then you have 1 + 1 = 3. Because what they form together is the third entity of their relationship, which is very much like planting a tree, a little sapling, and then watching it grow until it becomes nurture for them. It becomes an apple tree, perhaps, that gives them fruit, or pears. It becomes shade for them. It's a real entity. Well, the same thing is true when people like us come together. So that we're bringing the highest and the best to each other, because each of us understands that one in consciousness with the divine constitutes a complete majority, and we bring that together, and each of our lights becomes brighter, and we're creating something new. And it has to be new. It can't be based on the way it used to be. It will never be the way it used to be. There is no going back. There is no normal. We live in this beautiful time of not quite yet knowing what's going to be revealed. But you and I have a lot to say about what will be revealed by maintaining a high consciousness, by open-heartedly, open-mindedly working together with each other, so that we can grow a new entity, not only for our beloved community here, but beyond that, for the greater community, for the world itself, for the entire human race. It's a beautiful thing to know that we are aligning ourselves with this divine light, which shines through each of us and all of us, and we're aligning ourselves with the great wisdom seekers and bright lights in this world. More than we know are there doing their great work. So in growing this new entity, we're nourished by its energy and its sense of security in uncertain times. So we don't, our good is not out there. Our certainty is within us, and our coming together in this beloved community is a great thing. One conscious being plus other conscious beings equals great success. Coming together. And we're celebrating, we are elevating the earth experience to a heavenly happening. As we set our group intentions. Individual intentions, and then group intentions, of course. And this is what we'll be doing in our community visioning this afternoon. And visioning is an organic thing. And we are spontaneously expressing the ideas of spirit. We've done visioning in the past. We just did visioning with our Board of Trustees the other day. Gee, we just got back from Monday night and hit the ground running, huh? So we did some great visioning on the board. And it was the same process, basically, we'll be using this afternoon. And it's an organic thing. We've done it in the past. The board has done it. We've done it as a community. And we don't rely on what we decided to look at before. We're allowing divine downloads so that Spirit's wisdom expresses through us in new and beautiful ways. So this Uranos, you know Uranos, right? That's the Greek word for heaven. And it means that which is forever and ever expanding. You and I are forever and ever expanding. The divine idea of this beloved community is forever and ever expanding. And it's up to us to set the intention so that it is wildly victorious, beautifully successful in ways we may not have even dreamed of before. But we can start forming those ideas now. You see, in our own lives, don't you think there's been enough hell? Have you experienced enough hell? Are you done with that? Okay. Well, that happens when we start using this infinite intelligence in intelligent ways instead of in unintelligent ways. So hell is about contraction, as heaven is about expansion. So no more playing small. No more running around on the floor of the universe like infants. Instead, we're going to bring the spiritual prototype of new ideas to earth. The absolute into the relative. Heaven unto earth. That's what we get to do. That's what you and I are designed to do. Let's live up to our divine intentions and possibilities as we set new divine ideas into motion. You ready to do that? Okay, good. I saw a couple of nods. The others are going, maybe. Good. So, will you say with me, I am that I am.
I am that I am.
God's power flows through me.
God's power flows through me.
Connects me with all sentient beings.
Connects me with all sentient beings.
Shines the one light more brightly.
Shines the one light more brightly.
And multiplies blessings in this world.
And multiplies blessings in this world.
And so, my beloved ones, beginneth our lesson. Thank you, beloveds. Oh my goodness, it's our offertory time. One of my favorite times because I love circulating divine abundance. So however you choose to give, we're grateful to you. And some of the ways are listed there for you. Some of us love to continue to do it the old-fashioned way, which is simply blessing our good and putting it in the crystal bowls here. If you choose to do it in that manner, and if you're choosing to give cash, will you please use one of the envelopes by the bowls, and it will identify you. Just put your name on it, so you get credit for it. You already get credit with the universe, but you may as well get credit for IRS, okay? So I love to take my gift in my hand. I love to hold it to my heart. It reminds me that every good gift comes from the heart of God itself. So will you say with me, I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
Be the gentle change that you want to see. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. feeling like there ain't no use, feeling tired and a little unconscious, coming up with every kind of excuse, till I realized it's not all up to me. When we join together, we shape our destiny to see a world where we are living as one. It can be, it shall be, it will be done. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones, we are, yes, we are the ones, we are. No one else gonna make the changes, no savior gonna drop from the sky. Nothing left to do but wake up, 'cause it's really up to you and I to take it one step at a time. Stand together with your hand in mine, then we will see the world that we've been dreaming about. We need it now, the time is now, there is no doubt. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. I know we are the ones, we are, we are. We are the ones, we are, we are. And I am the one that I've been waiting for. I know I am the one who will make that difference. I am the one who will change the world. Yes, I am the one. I know I am the one. I am. And we are the ones. We are. Be the change that you want to see now. We are. I know that you can do it. You are. You are. I know that we are. Every day make that change now. We are the ones, we are the
Thanks. Getting the signal from the back of the room. You're on. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for being with us today. Thank you for everyone that's physically here in Paoli, and thank you everyone out in the world that has decided to spend their time with us this morning. We're happy you're here. I have quite a few ad hoc type of all these papers and stuff. So before I get into our prepared announcements for today, let me just thank everybody that helped with the bingo last night, everybody that came, everybody that helped us prepare for it, everyone that coached me while I managed the cash box and with total anxiety. Had never done that before. So yes, Tina, I don't know if you're out there or not, but you were my sanity. So it was a wonderful evening. It was a lot of fun, really nice. We had a good showing, and I think everybody had a really great time. And thank you, Jeff, for calling, Payson, and Lilia. The three of you really helped us to have a great time as well. And people brought refreshments, and there's just so many people to thank. So it was a great time. So I'll be better at it next time. Got my practice run in. So also would like to remind, Dr. Maxine mentioned it quite a few times. Speaking of Dr. Maxine, I forgot to thank you for the wonderful, inspirational talk. Very good. It's very, very nice. We missed you while you were gone. Everybody did a wonderful job, however, in your absence, and I'm glad that you had a wonderful time at the wedding. All right. So after celebration, as Dr. Maxine mentioned today, we have our visioning session for our community. So it starts at noon. We'll run till 1:45. It's really a wonderful opportunity, and as Dr. Maxine mentioned, we did as a board have our visioning early last week, middle week. Days are still blurring together for me. But it was such an uplifting experience, and it was so nice to really get focused on the possibilities and the potential and the next steps, like the next horizon for our center. So we all left that visioning meeting feeling really, really good, inspired, and connected to Source and connected to our center. So I encourage everyone to participate. You can do that here in person, or you can also attend via Zoom. And we will be posting the Zoom, or maybe we are already, posting the Zoom invite number, right? There it is. Yep. So if you're attending virtually, you'll want to take note of that Zoom number, meeting number, and you'll go to www.zoom.us and enter in the ID number. That's what they call it. Yes. All right, so I hope you can join us. All right, so events and classes, are on our calendar on our website. You can go to the calendar, click on any one of the events listed there, and register. It's easy breezy. Speaking of breezy, we have Breeze, which is a great way to, watch how I do this. This is going to flow. It's going to flow. So easy breezy. Speaking of Breeze, if you're interested in learning more about how you can utilize the Breeze website that kind of keeps track of all your profile information, keeps track of the classes that you've taken, helps with your intentional giving. Oh, intentional giving. That's another topic I'll be talking to you about in just a moment. It's a great tool for us in the way we oversee the center here from an admin perspective, but it's also a great tool for our members to really keep track of everything and have access to everything. So and connect with the community. So if you're interested in learning more about it, I have my computer with me today, and I'd be happy to show those of you that are here in person. We might want to talk about how we can do that for people that are attending virtually. Maybe set up a Zoom just for a walkthrough on that. So I mentioned intentional giving program. So the letters have gone out. This is an annual practice. It's an annual program that we have that helps us to be able to plan our spending each year. So the intentional giving program, or IGP, as we refer to it, is really a core element, a pillar to the financial health of our organization, which, over the last couple years, we've had some challenges, as everyone has, and because of routines or practices, programs like this that are in place, it helped us to move through some of those challenges with more ease and grace. So it's a wonderful program. Participating in it, helping us to understand what your intention is in regards to financially supporting the community, helps us to be able to plan and move forward and make decisions about the future of the center. So look in your mailboxes. They've been sent. And I need to tell you, the form may say 2021, but it's really for year 2022. Right, Joe? You were wondering about that, weren't you? Yes, it is for year 2022. So the sooner you can get those back to us, the better, so that we can start to make our plans. So thank you in advance for your attention to that important program. And our bookstore is open today. We've got some wonderful gifts and cards. Think about whose birthdays are coming up, anniversaries, retirements, anything like that. And check it out. Linda will be running the bookstore today. And you know our celebrations start at 10:30. We have meditation at 10 o'clock here at Suite 16 in Paoli. You can attend virtually our celebration talk, or you can attend in person. And our goal is to provide a safe environment. We're following all CDC and local guidelines. We still are requiring masks. And we appreciate everyone's consideration for the different perspectives people may have, which we communicate with our color of our name badge. So wearing red or yellow or green, and we have signs around to help explain those things to everyone. So thank you for your cooperation. As a reminder, if you view from home, just visit our website. You can click on the Watch Live button, and you can subscribe. And when you subscribe, you'll be notified of the love notes that Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike post each day, and other events, and so on. I think that's everything except one really fun thing I get to do. So, Mary, you're probably wondering why I asked you how many books you read over the course of the 9 years that you were running the book club for the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. So I learned recently that that the club has stopped, but what a record. I didn't realize it was 9 years. So I asked Mary, I was curious, how many books did the book club read over the course of 9 years? Anyone want to take a guess? These books are not all the Science of Mind 1,000-page book. So they got more than that. Anyone want to take another guess? All right. We're going to stop there. In the course of 9 years, Mary and her book club that she led read 75 books. Some years reading 12 in total. So that means like one a month, right? I mean, 2016 there were 12 books read. 2019, 12 books read. I don't know what was going on in 2020, only 4 books read. But what a wonderful legacy, and what a wonderful experience you must have had over those 9 years. I kind of regret I'm not a big reader, though. So now the whole world knows that. But I think it's just a lovely, lovely thing that you did, and we wanted to thank you. So this is for you, Mary. You're welcome. Thank you for everything that you do. And let me tell you, I might just use this as a fundraiser. I have a list of Mary Fertal's favorite books from those 9 years. If you want to see it, come see me. We'll discuss that. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much.
Yet. Now I am. Hi. Edie, thank you, our beloved president of the Board of Trustees. Yeah. And she's fun. I'll tell you what, the whole board is fun. We have a good time when we get together. Thank you so much. Now we're going to have our closing song by our beloved Eddie Watkins Jr., A World That Works for Everyone. Take it away, Eddie.
Are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, we're amazing, and we've just begun to feel the power and freedom to be who we came here to be, as we discover each other and to celebrate humanity. We are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, times are changing. It's a love revolution as we are walking together. Love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for everyone. To a world that works for everyone. We are walking together. Love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for
And so we do move forward, led by love, inspired by wisdom, and making a beautiful difference in our world. And so it is.